Let them speak. Review hours 1 to 34. Please repeat or answer. How did you begin to feel as soon as you got up this morning? Is that how you usually end up feeling most mornings? Did you get to go to sleep at around 10:30 last night? Then what time did you go to sleep? Would you be happy if you could go to sleep at that time every night? Do you hope to go to sleep a little earlier tonight? Are you used to going to sleep around the same time most nights? How long did it take you to go to sleep after turning off the lights last night? Do you wish you could have gotten to sleep quicker last night? Do you know anyone that needs to have the lights on to go to sleep? They must get frightened easily. By the time you get to sleep, is everyone else who lives in your house already asleep? Do you need to listen to something to help you to go to sleep? Do you like using a timer so that it automatically turns off? How many minutes do you usually set the timer for? Do you prefer listening to music or some type of podcast to help you go to sleep? Is it something friends you know also like listening to before going to sleep? Does it help you to relax so that you don't wind up worrying about things? Do you have a lot of things to worry about these days? Do you know anyone who would rather watch TV instead of listening to music or a podcast to go to sleep? Did your mom or dad ever used to read books to you before going to sleep at night? Which one of them tended to be better at doing that? Is that something that helped you to go to sleep quicker? Did they ever hold your hand to help you to get to sleep? Did they always used to give you a kiss before going to sleep? Would they tell you they loved you? Now that you're older, are you still interested in having them read you stories? Have you been able to figure out why it is that others tend to fall asleep quicker than you? Did any of your brothers or sisters ever decide to read you stories? How would that have been? Can you remember any of the stories your parents read you that you really liked listening to? Are you able to recall your favorite story they used to read to you while you were little? Do you think it will be worth reading those kinds of stories to your kids while trying to get them to go to sleep? Would your parents have to go to the library so that they could get you new books to read? Wouldn't it have been too expensive to buy all new books to do that? Did they ever read you something scary? Don't you have a difficult time going to sleep after listening to scary stories? Did your parents ever let you watch TV in bed until you wound up going to sleep? What book would you want to have someone read to you while trying to go to sleep tonight? Who is it that lives in your house that tends to sleep the most? Are they a lot older than you? Among all of the people in your family, who has the easiest time going to sleep at night? Don't you wish you could go to sleep as fast as them? Don't you wonder why it is that they have an easier time going to sleep? Do you find that you fall asleep faster now than when you were younger? How many times during the night do you wind up waking up so that you can go to the bathroom? Do you usually manage to go right back to sleep after briefly waking up at night? If you can't manage to go right back to sleep, don't you begin to feel frustrated? Do you find it easy to calm down so you can go to sleep quicker? Do you tend to remember the dreams that you have during the night? Do they usually end up not making any sense? Is there anyone that you live with that happens to wake you up when you get up at night? Is there anyone that you live with that happens to wake you up when they get up at night? How many people sleep in the same room that you sleep in? Is that the way you like it? Is there anyone you live with that has to share a bedroom with someone else besides your mom and dad? If you had more bedrooms in your house, would you be happier? Have most of the friends you have got to sleep in a room with someone else in their family? Do you know of anyone that shares a bedroom with more than 2 people? If you could share your bedroom with any other person, who would you choose? What did you decide to pick them for? How many minutes do you tend to lay in bed after waking up before you get out of bed? What is it that you first begin thinking about as soon as you wake up? Do you usually have a lot to think about? Is the first thing you think about what you're going to be eating for breakfast? Who is the one that generally winds up making breakfast for you? Are you able to hear them making breakfast as soon as you get up? Do you wait in bed until they're finished making breakfast before you get out of bed? What is it that you look forward to eating for breakfast tomorrow? What else would you be excited to get to eat? How often do you happen to make your own breakfast? Can you make it better than your mom? Do you ever have the chance to sleep over at a friend's house? Do you tend to keep talking with your friends after turning off the lights? That must be a lot of fun to do. Is that something your parents let you do often? Shouldn't you always get your parents' permission to do that? Would they get really angry if you decided not to get their permission? Do you get why they would be so concerned? If you could invite anyone you like over tonight to sleep over, who would you choose? What kind of things would you end up talking about if they came to sleep over? What kind of things would you buy so that you could have something good to eat together? Would you have to ask your mom if it was okay if they could sleep over first? Is there any reason that she would object to that? Are the people you hang around with people that your parents like? Do they ever find people you hang around with someone that they would prefer you didn't go around with? Have they ever told you not to hang around with anyone that you know? If you could sleep over at anyone's house you wanted, who is it that you would choose? Why is it that you would choose to do that? Would they want to come over to your house to sleep over? Would you be sure to buy new pajamas to wear if you got to do it? What would be the chances that they would like to have you come over to sleep at their place? What is it that you would bring so that you could have together before going to sleep? Do you have a feeling that they would enjoy having that to eat too? Well, I hope you have a good night sleep tonight. Sweet dreams.